do social media YouTubing. We started live a few minutes ago, guys and gals, and we were in that
We just went live.
vertical stage. It's hard to get two people and our dog in one picture. Minnie, what do you have to say to everybody today? Not much?
Not much. It's hot today. It's very hot today.
Yeah, it's very hot in Florida today. We're at Cabot Farms, and I played golf here on Tuesday. And I had to bring Angela and the two girls down to show them the golf course today. It's very hot, and Cabot Farms is a great golf course, or soon to be, but there are things, if you look at behind us and stuff, there's so much construction going on here. They made a very lame attempt to cover that up, and so it's in its infancy.
I could use some tidying.
Yeah, the greens are marginal, not in condition, but in terms of the playability. So anyway, you're not here for that, but you know we've been taking the weekend off. It's been it's Labor Day weekend. We're going to we kind of get off our schedule a little bit on the Wednesday, Saturday video delivery. So I felt bad about that. Felt like we would just jump on here real quick and do a short video. Wish all of you a happy Labor Day. I'm not sure. The original title of this video was "Why Do We Celebrate Labor Day?" I'm not really sure why we celebrate Labor Day. Angela's explaining it to me, but I want to celebrate 4th of July for ourselves, our own personal liberty and freedom, and the country's. But and I appreciate what Angela was saying about we're celebrating the worker who built the infrastructure of this country. That makes sense. I, however, never have celebrated labor in my life.
Well, it's celebrating. Originally it was to celebrate the fact that, and to honor, I guess would probably be a better word, or I don't know what a better word is. You can put a better word in the comments. To honor, to celebrate the people who work hard all year long, and so we pick one super hot day in August and we give them the day off. To celebrate how hard you've worked all year long.
It's hard work. I mean,
but in all honesty, it really does. What we're really celebrating, and what it was really designed to celebrate, was the fact that people, how hard the American worker works. Whether you're a blue collar worker or a white collar worker, whether you sell insurance or you dig ditches or you lay fiber optic cable, or like Steve's dad worked for the electric company and worked on
Florida Power and
poles.
Light. He climbed telephone poles and installed them and that kind of
Right.
stuff. Very, very hard work. And I can see that.
My grandfather worked in construction. My grandmother worked in the rag business, as they used to call it, in the clothing business. And it's just celebrating the fact that we work hard as a country.
Yeah.
And
That
we're
being
a great
said,
country because of it.
And that's true. That being said, I wish upon all of you that are willing to work for it, true independence and liberty, freedom for yourself, so that you're not having to go out there and dig dishes and work hard your entire life, because there's much more living on the other side of the money.
Yeah.
Right? Let's face it, most people don't do that because they love it. They do it because their families did it. We talked about this earlier.
Right.
Where generations of farmers, generations of steel workers, and we were talking about, actually related to politics, where they're trying to stop the fracking and all that. Well, that's great for those environmentalists and climate people out there that want to stop fracking. But some people, for generations, have spent their lives in that industry and don't want it replaced.
Right, and you feel good about the fact that the hard work that they do helps to support this country.
That's right.
And that's a good feeling at the end of the day. Again, no matter what you do.
But to do all of that all your whole life, that's that 40-40-40 plan, right? 40 years, 40 hours a week for 40 years.
We want better for you.
For everybody. Everybody that's willing to work for it. Everybody wants it. Most everybody wants it. Most everybody would prefer not going to work and having the government hand them a minimum. What do you call that? Minimum. No, they give you a check every week, just because you're born in the United States. So everybody would at the end of the day would probably want that. I choose to create my own life, my own living, support my own family, and put a roof over my own family's head. I don't expect the government to do that. So, and there are people out there to do, and that's whatever. I don't agree with that, but no one's entitled to food. No one's entitled to a roof over their head. We all earn that by working, and so it doesn't have to be necessarily by labor. You can start your own business. and you can build a passive income stream by owning, like we're sitting at Cabot Farms, for example. Top-rated golf course that they're building here in the area. It's not quite finished yet. It's open for play, but it's not quite finished. Obviously, like I said, and they create a lot of jobs by doing that. I want to be the guy creating the jobs, to hire the people to do the work, to build it, that creates passive income for myself and for my family. Because, as I was getting ready to say earlier, is that when you only have one life to live. In my opinion, that's our beliefs, and so. To work until you're 60, 65, 70 years old. I mean, I play golf with people, friends of mine, that are fearful of living past 90 because their 401ks or their pensions are going to run out. And they don't know what they're going to do for money beyond that period of time. And again, I mean, that's, and you've heard me say this before, I didn't work all my life to get here and be broke. I mean, what have you done with your life to get to I mean, there's situations that happen in people's lives that are tragic that put them in that situation. But for most people, it's lack of planning, it's lack of saving, it's they're not putting money into a retirement account, they're working for themselves and not starting a Roth, those kind of things. And so you get to that point because of lack of planning. Like I said, in some cases it's pure tragic. But
and it's never. I don't think that it's ever. I don't think it's ever too late to start that. I hear people all the time that are in their 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s, and they say, well, it's just too late. I'm just going to have to, suck it up or go get a job, at a grocery store or something, greeting people, or I don't know. I just feel like there's so many talents in this country and in this world. You have so much ingenuity and so much grit that I think if you find a vehicle, and there are so many vehicles nowadays.
There's a lot of vehicles. There's really no reason. We've had this conversation before. Well, you can see we're rambling. Today, there's no real purpose of this video to say happy Labor Day and enjoy the time off. Hopefully you have tomorrow off.
Yep.
But again, it's about I believe we were born. Everybody was born for a purpose much higher than being a laborer, working their whole life and then dying. And so most people can't find out what that purpose is until they take care of the money situation first.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we have to eat, we have to feed our families, we have to have a roof over our heads, and so those things consume our attention. And then we end up doing that our whole lives because we never quite get beyond the mark of having an income coming in that's passive, so that we can now begin to live our lives for what we were born to do.
Yeah.
We spend our life from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck until we retire at 65 years old on a pension that won't carry us until we die in those cases. And that's my point, is that the sooner you get, you used to have a mentor who told us that years ago, that once you get beyond the money, life really begins. So the sooner you can take care of that money thing, in some ways we've done that. We're not in this situation right now where we don't have to work, in terms of other than for ourselves.
Right.
We can't just stop working tomorrow and stop selling insurance and retire. We're not in that situation as of yet, although we are actively working on that right now.
Yeah.
But we've got it down to where we work 2 or 3 days a week and make a decent living.
Yes.
$3,000 to $5,000 a month. A week, thereabouts, and it fits our lifestyle right now because we have a lot of time to do the things that we want to do. Spur of the moment, we want to go take a ride at the beach, or we want to go to the mall, whatever it is, we can do those things. We don't have to ask a boss. We don't have to put in a request for time off, right? So there's a certain amount of freedom in that we, and that's what we want for you. You can find that in this industry if it appeals to you at all. I'm not trying to sell you on insurance, but again, I put out a video a couple weeks ago that I'm always looking, because I get people call me all the time wanting to get in the insurance industry, and I find out this is how I'm wired, is what they do and how they do it and how do they pay. Because I'm interested in business, I've always been interested in business. And I've never found anything quite like the insurance industry that will pay you so well for so little work. I mean, literally, Angela, she has $2,000 or $3,000 days, sometimes higher than that. So her whole week's, income is sometimes made in one day. If not, she can certainly do it in 3 days. So you work for 3. And again, I always say work.
It's not, again,
what is your you get some leads in the morning.
Yeah.
Text or dial them.
Right.
You book 3 or 4 appointments that start what? Sometimes you have some in the morning.
Sometimes if I have seniors I'm working with, I may have appointments at 11 or 11:30, and then.
Oh, this is boring.
and then we usually do lunch. I kind of work on my pendings and stuff like that if I have morning appointments, or and then we do lunch, and so by the time we feed everybody and do all that, usually I'm back to my desk by about 2:00 or so, and then I start my afternoon appointments and run anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 appointments in the evening, and
2 to 4.
Yeah. And then my evening is usually then there's breaks in there, to either do other stuff or get stuff done around the house.
You had a couple of appointments, then we took an hour once. Cool.
Yeah, in the summertime it's nice because I usually in the afternoon
that's not really what I call work. I mean, it is.
No, but it's not.
You spend about an hour to an hour and a half with a client if they buy. So because it takes that long to do an application.
Right.
Then you have a half hour or so before the next appointment. You do it again. You do that 2 or 3 times a day, and you make 3 times a week, and 3 days a week, and you make $3,000 to $5,000. That's not working at cashier position at Target for 40 hours a week on your feet.
And I got to be honest with you, I look at people that go to a job for 8 hours a day and and maybe this is what we're talking about. Maybe this kind of brings it right back around. So maybe we'll kind of wrap up with this. Is I look at people that are in a position where they either have to, for whatever reason, or they feel like they have to do that for a living, for a job, and you're someplace 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day.
And they hate it.
And you hate it. And and it's hard.
Even if you love it, that's great. And I mean, I get this all the time. People that are nurses or they're EMTs or whatever. And I always say, great, you love it. Let's define love. Would you do it for free? And most people wouldn't do it for free. So it means you don't really love it. And if you do love it, that's great. But if you have a family, which one you got to choose?
Right? Wouldn't you love?
Would
to
you
be
rather be
home
walking on the
with
beach with your kids, or do you want to ride around as an EMT or in a hospital taking care of sick people? I mean, it's an incredible honor to be able to do that, and certainly it's appreciated. But at the end of the day, I want to be with my family and doing things with them. That's my legacy. It's what I enjoy doing, and it's just what it is. So. Again, this is a great industry for those who are looking because, again, you get those 3 types of income. You got high commissions, you got residual opportunities, you got passive income, and you get it all for a cost of a license. I look at some businesses and so that, you don't even buying a business, you're buying coaching and mentoring in that area of business, and they're $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000. You get started here, and there's no guarantee of anything.
No.
You get started here, and you're willing to buy some leads, so you can, because we buy our customer bases. You don't have to. You can certainly work the warm market, friends, family, and neighbor route. You can do okay for a while with that, but if you really want to scale your income, you got to be buying leads, because that tells you that at least at one time they were interested in their product, and it's you give them a call and you book an appointment, or you text them, whatever you do. But again, for $200, and then very limited ongoing expenses. We have CE credits and license renewals. That's it. Maybe a couple $100 every 2 years. I mean, I don't know. It's very minimal. Very minimal. And yet you can make 6 figures. It's relatively easy. You can certainly make 7 and above.
Flexibility in your day. Especially if you're a single mom or a single dad, and you've got.
That's the other thing. For a single mom or single dad, there's nothing better out there.
No.
You put the kids to bed, you run your appointments, and you protect some families. You make some money. When they wake up, you go take them to the park and play. There's nothing better. You can work. You can do all of this 100% from home.
Yep.
Virtually, and talk to people all across the country.
Yep.
That want our product. That being said, we want to wish you happy Labor Day from Steve, Angela, and Mindy. Down there. Mindy's right there. And be safe out there. We had some accidents here locally yesterday. We'll try to end up people getting killed in it. So stay off the roads if you can. And we'll see you again, God willing, Wednesday next week.
Bye.
See ya. No, this is me. You want to say what you call it?
Okay, see ya.
See you later.
Bye.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already done so, click like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.